Oh yeah, it's time. Dragon Ball Super Broly. So Dragon Ball Super Broly. Just finally watched it and now giving my full thoughts and reviews for anyone who's interested. Consider this the first Coffee Thoughts movie review. So Dragon Ball Super Broly, for the few that don't know, is the latest in a long-running series of Dragon Ball movies and spin-offs and, specials basically. They're called movies, though some of them aren't quite feature-length release, and I believe this is the 16th one. But to those that don't know, it follows up Dragon Ball Super, the sequel series to Dragon Ball Z, and finally makes the character of Broly from the movie Legendary Super Saiyan Broly a canon character, a character in the main universe. It's a really fun movie that I think was something that they've wanted to do for a long time. The show's writer, Akira Toriyama, who wrote the original script manga, did the writing and production, I believe, of Dragon Ball Super Broly. So it has a lot of really good character moments. The director, I believe, also was new, or this was his first feature-length directing, and you can really tell he wanted to put his own spin on this movie, so it really has a lot of unique touches, though it definitely delivers on a lot of those great Dragon Ball moments that we all know and love. So let's get into the actual movie, though. What was it about? So, Dragon Ball Super Broly starts off kind of showing some of the background of Planet Vegeta and the Saiyans. It really shows Goku, Vegeta, and of course Broly growing up, kind of showing their fathers and, depicting a little bit of background to things that we've heard about or maybe seen in other specials, but kind of fleshing it out more and more. And what this does is by the time we get to the big fight, you're actually a lot more sympathetic to Broly. Unlike other Dragon Ball movies where it's always just Goku and his friends are doing something, and then a big monster man shows up and they gotta fight him. There's now an actual motive to everything. You can really tell that Broly is a character that has sympathetic treatments and qualities. He has this background where his father is kind of abusive. He's almost like an abuse victim, and his rage and strength really come from that. And it makes you feel for this character. You want Goku and his friends to win and beat him in the end, but you're not like really wanting Broly to do bad either because he's had a pretty rough go. Overall, the movie definitely starts off with a lot of this background and kind of has its building moments, but by the time the actual fighting starts, there's a solid 40 plus minutes of fighting, and it is spectacular. The animation is amazing the entire way through. There is a bit of CGI going on at times, which may, bother some, but it's usually in shots where it's panning around a character to really show the breadth of their attack, or like how powerful it is. It's not too noticeable at most points, and it won't really ruin it for you if you really care about the animation or anything, though it is something to note. But the movie really delivers on a lot of high-octane action from start to finish. You're watching these characters go at it in intense battles that are almost hard to follow, but in a good way, in the way that you can tell this is what it would be like if Superman-style aliens were bashing each other all over, and it's wild. It goes from a really cool fight scene in the Arctic to kind of like a magma hellscape, and it shatters through other places. It is a really good fight scene, and the animation is great. There's a lot of really good cells where there's characters that look really well drawn and really specific. The colors are vivid, everything's fluid, things bounce and move in a very animated way that looks very natural, yet still stylish. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's really fun to just watch a lot of things happen. The backgrounds in particular in this movie are pretty amazing, and there's also a lot of like POV shots and other things that just add those little bit of touches. Also, gotta say, the voice acting in this movie is pretty top-notch. All the people that are involved, Vic Mignogna, Sean Gemmel, they deliver a lot of great lines, a lot of real emotional depth, and a lot of the good like screams and really visceral moments. There's a lot of big attacks that you really feel the weight of just because the voice acting in this movie is so top-notch. The movie overall is a lot of fun. If you are a fan of anime or just a fan of Dragon Ball, I'd say it's a must-see. I don't want to give away anything, though it is a Dragon Ball movie, it's mostly just a big fight happens, Goku and his friends having a good time, but it's a lot more contained than other Dragon Ball movies, and like I said before, there's a lot of character progression with Broly, the main antagonist, as well as some other characters that he interacts with, that makes it more than just a big fighty anime. The movie is beautifully animated, the score is good, and my only real qualm is just that at times there's kind of like an announcer going on that'll kind of give like a Broly, Broly, fight, fight, and it's kind of into the world of the music, but at the same time it's kind of like a WWE announcer. It's kind of weird, but I promise once the fighting actually happens with it, you kind of get used to it. The movie, I think, is just a great time. If you're not into anime or not into Dragon Ball, probably don't want to go out of your way to see it. I know there's a lot of limited releases going on, so you might not have a theater near you showing it, but if there is, I definitely recommend it if you're into any of the aforementioned topics. It's a super fun time, start to finish, and I really hope that the Dragon Ball movies or next series really follow and take a lot of trends from this. I would love to see character depth that's written like this with fight scenes that are spectacular and something I've never seen in a theater-based anime before. There are shots that I am still fangasming over just to say, wow, I watched this in a theater. It's a great time. I can't oversell it enough. I'm going to give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. Give it a watch, give it a chance. Definitely a movie I'm going to buy on Blu-ray. And yeah, that does about it.